Hey everyone, quick introduction. My name's Kat. I am in my early 30s and have a whole host of chronic health conditions that make life interesting, to say the least. I've decided to start a YouTube channel to document figuring out how to start living and stop just surviving. And hopefully this will hold me accountable, because I've definitely tried to start this too many times to count. Something I've loved for a really long time is gardening, and it's hard to do when you're pretty ill. Total side note, anyone know what this is? I found 2 of them just in the dirt, and no idea. Hopefully it's not something creepy, because I just put it back. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Gardening is difficult to do when your body is temperamental and you never know what you're going to be capable of that day or what's going to set whatever off. Apparently, I was not paying enough attention to her at this particular moment in time. She's very demanding. We have only had her maybe a month, not even. Meant to be a foster, and that failed pretty quickly. But look at that face. I foresee this voiceover getting a little tangent-y, and I apologize for that, but not much to do. This is my brain. Anyway, I am very, very late to the gardening season. I had surgery in February, and it's been a really rough year so far. I was pushing myself way too hard for a job that ended up getting rid of my position. And I would say I haven't fully accepted the limitations of my body. I couldn't tell you how often I compare myself now to what I was capable of 10 years ago. Hell, even 2 to 3 years ago. All that to say, I'm trying to garden way late in the season, and most definitely winging it. I hope you'll come with me while I figure out the complicated weirdness that is truly living with chronic illness. It will be ridiculous, a little emotional, but we'll have fun, I promise. While I absolutely love the backyard of this house, it is a challenge. Before we moved in, it was vacant for I don't know how long, but when we saw the place, it was very clear it had been a long time. Weirdest thing I've found so far, a zip tie buried like 3 inches. At least the weird bug cocoon thing made sense. This whole house hasn't been updated in quite some time. While we kind of like some of the more quirky bits of the interior design, it's definitely not everybody's cup of tea, and could do with a bit of updating. But it's a rental, so, doing a voiceover is slightly more challenging when your mouth doesn't... No, can't say that. Words are hard. Well, I could edit that out. I'm totally not going to. This whole garden project is a bit of a we'll see what gets done and see what I'm capable of. Because what I want to do is a whole 2-foot, 3-foot garden around the entire fence line. But I don't think that's going to happen this year. Hey, look, more weird bug things. Well, I assume. Any guesses? They're like super light and like cottony, but little balls. I don't know. They were buried pretty deep for something so small. Hopefully it's not spiders. I don't mind spiders, but I'd prefer them away from me, This is the second little bit of garden I've made. I made a patch that's to my right here a couple weeks ago, before I decided to start filming. It's got green beans growing actually surprisingly well, and 2 larger nasturtiums. I hope I'm saying that right. The plan for this section is peas and maybe some tomatoes and or peppers, depending if they actually sprout and survive. Again, I'm winging it, so we'll throw stuff in here and see what happens. Any advice for fairly forgiving plants to throw in the garden would be much appreciated, because with the conditions I have and the unpredictability of flare-ups and things like that, something that needs a lot of attention is not the best idea, because I will probably kill it. Let's be honest here. Right now I'm trying to dig down a little bit, and I'm going to throw some cardboard down to try and prevent weeds and grass coming up, and then cover it with dirt and plant on top of it. I've seen other people do this with pretty decent success, so fingers crossed. Oh look, more creepy bug things. So hopefully it works. The other extremely large yard project is to tackle the spiky weeds. They are my nemesis. I hate them so much, and they are everywhere. I'm guessing due to how long the yard was left untouched, they just kind of took over. Turns out they apparently release something into the dirt that stunts the growth of things around them, so they can just take over more. I loathe them so very much. Anyway, the cardboard hopefully will at least keep them kind of out of my garden. Fingers crossed, anyway. I've been trying to find the time where my body's good enough to do this project, and let's just say this is going to result in a flare for sure. But it's nice. I like it. Just ugh. Sometimes sacrifices must be made. It's funny how often when you have chronic illness, chronic pain, you could do a lot, but you need to gauge how bad it's gonna make you feel and if it's worth it. Sometimes you just gotta take the flare. Hey look, my peas! These grew so fast. I definitely should have put them in here earlier, but again, I was trying to find the time to physically be able to. So, hopefully I didn't leave them in the seed tray too long, because that would make me sad. It is starting to get hotter, and I am fading. But we started, we must finish, so on we press. Most of these look awesome. You'll see here in a second. Two, a little sad. These guys. I feel something has gone wrong here, but we'll throw them in and try. I don't have high hopes, but you never know. And now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna put up at the front of them. But look, so pretty. Ta-da! Those are the nasturtiums and the green beans. They're looking pretty good. And then I have tomatoes and peppers. So these guys are tomatoes, and these guys are peppers. Now, remember the spiky weeds I was just talking about? Well, this is one of the big guys. The leaves are like, look at us. Look at us. Awful. Anyway, this particular one, I think, is one of the ones that stopped the lawnmower when my boyfriend was mowing the lawn the other day. Literally jammed it up and made it stop. It is huge, and it must go. And I just stabbed myself with one behind me, because they're everywhere. And I hate them. Like, look at that thing. Their roots go so deep and just branch out into all the other ones that pop up everywhere. Look at that. Nasty. And if you don't get the whole root, it'll just come back. And I noticed I broke a piece off at the bottom of it, so back in we go. Because I will not have you coming back. That's just not acceptable. Mm-mm. Digging away. I might as well dig up the whole thing. Look at that. Another couple inches. Measuring how deep it was. There. That's how deep that thing went down. Awful. Awful plant. I hate it. And they're literally everywhere in my yard. There's a whole big patch of them. It would take me forever to get them all out. I'm gonna try and get another big one out over here. There's a couple really big ones. And here I am realizing that I think it's starting to rain. So I probably should hurry the hell up and finish this up. So, clean me up your time. And can't forget you guys.
Echo, what are you doing?
There's the Echo.
Echo.
She was barking at the neighbors because they're not allowed to exist, don't you know? Yeah, just set you there. In we go. Try not to drop the plants. Any hoozle, I hope you guys will join me on this adventure and see where it takes us. Totally didn't almost forget you guys. I don't know what you're talking about.